Hey there, it's Lenny McGill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in our beautiful Nashville studios. And today we're going to talk about our conversion barrels, in particular, the 40 caliber to 9mm conversion barrels, and in particular, the Gen 5 option, because Glock did something different with the Gen 5 22 40 caliber and the Gen 5 23 40 caliber. The slides are thicker. And we found that out, just like everybody else who's in the holster business, that the Gen 3-4 holsters will not fit the Glock 22 because the slide is larger. And we asked ourselves, well, why would they do that? Of all things. So it's pretty interesting, what they've done is they basically have created a thicker slide that somehow has more mass, more weight to it, which I believe they're thinking is going to reduce some of the recoil that's associated with the 40 caliber. So, that said, everybody got all excited and had to make new holsters to fit this Glock 22 and Glock 23 Gen 5 because the slides are wider than the Gen 3-4 guns, and they're heavier. So, thinking about that, and then actually testing some of these new barrels we got, I realized that the Gen 5 versions of the 22 and the 23 40 caliber with the conversion barrel is a really soft shooting gun when you're shooting the 9mm conversion barrel, because you're shooting a lesser impactful cartridge than the 40 caliber, and it's got this heavier slide, and the barrel itself is kind of like a bull barrel. And let's go ahead and show you what I mean by all that stuff. So this is the Glock 22 Gen 5. Drop the magazine, check inside. It is empty, boom. And I'll pull the trigger in a safe direction. Now I'm gonna pull the slide back just about 1/4 of an inch, pull down on the slide lock lever, hold down on both sides, off comes the slide, boom. All right, now we're talking about the slide. So, like I said, what's really interesting is that this slide is significantly heavier than the Gen 3-4 slide. You can actually see it's thicker, which is crazy. And really fascinating to me is that Glock came up with a way to maybe tame some of the recoil. But what's fascinating even more is when we drop our 9mm conversion barrel, which is basically right here, and we drop it in, and then we shoot 9mm through this same gun, there's like no recoil. It really softens us a whole bunch. So, I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's really a cool thing to do if you're thinking about buying a Glock and you want to shoot 9mm. Think about buying, and you're thinking about Gen 5 because it only works with the Gen 5 that we're talking about. You may want to think about buying the Gen 5 option with the conversion barrel because it really gives you two guns in one. Now here's the 40 caliber barrel, and here's the secret of the conversion barrel. Here's a 9mm barrel here in my, well, I guess it'll be on your right side, right? So look at the wall thickness of the conversion barrel here versus the standard 40 caliber. So what the conversion barrel is, it's a 9mm on the inside, but 40 caliber on the outside. So it's shaped just like the 40 caliber, but it has a 9mm board. And so you get a thicker barrel, which some refer to as a bull barrel. Heavier barrel for the 9mm, that's one thing. Heavier slide for the 9mm is another thing. Both of those add up, and I'm telling you what, you can shoot this gun, and it is super soft. It's a real soft shooting gun, and the barrel's a drop-in barrel. You don't have to change anything else. A lot of people always ask about that. Well, do I have to change anything else? I say no. It's a drop-in barrel. We've been selling these for, 20 years now, and they are really nice drop-in barrels. We've got them for the Gen 3-4, of course, and now the new Gen 5 barrels are really super popular. The concept is really the same with the 23. This is a Glock 23 40 caliber. Drop the magazine, fingers off the trigger, right? I'm gonna look inside the chamber, and the gun is empty. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull the slide back just about 1/4 of an inch, access the slide lock on both sides, pull down on both sides, hold it down, walk the slide right off, and there it is. I'll put the frame off to the side here. Again, the slide walls are thicker, it's heavier. They have not machined as much material off of this slide, but again, it's thicker out here. So there's more mass to the slide. And again, the barrel itself also is thicker and has more mass to it. You can see the 40 caliber barrel here on this, your left side, and the 9mm conversion barrel has a thicker wall, a little heavier just by the barrels themselves. Now, the key to this, again, is this is a drop-in barrel. So it just drops right in, and guide rod goes in, and then it goes right back on top of the slide. And a lot of people, like I said, everybody always asks, do I have to do anything else? And the answer is absolutely not. Now, the million-dollar question that people ask all the time too is, can I use the 40 caliber magazines with the 9mm conversion barrel, shooting 9mm? And the answer is yes, you can. Not recommended, okay, but yes, you can. And so let me pull a magazine out here, and I will show you exactly what I mean by that. So here is the Glock 23 magazine, okay? This is a 40 caliber magazine. Here are some 9mm bullets, all right? They're 9s. Watch what happens. It goes in, and it stays in, and it will feed and function. Like I said, it's not recommended. What you would do, of course, is use the Glock 19 magazine. Okay, so there's the difference. Now, these magazines are identical in every way, except you'll notice that the feed lips are just a little bit tighter. So if you think about 9mm, it's actually .357. If you think about 40 caliber and .357, it's just a little bit off there. It's basically .043 inches. That's basically the difference, but it does feed 9mm ammo, and it will work. Again, I've done it before. I've talked about it before. It's not recommended, but it will work. So we're going to go into the range, and we're going to shoot both of these guns, or at least the 23, with the 40 caliber magazine. I know a lot of people are probably shaking their hands like, why would you do that? Well, it's just because I want to prove that it does work. The concept that I'm really looking for, though, is the lesser recoil based upon the fact that we're shooting the conversion barrel in the Glock Gen 5 G23 with the thicker slide, the heavier slide that's going to help reduce some of that recoil. And that's what we're going to do right now. All right, so we're here inside of the indoor range here. The Shoot 270 concept here at GlockStore in Nashville. You know, we don't shoot down lanes. We've got a room to shoot in, and we've got several rooms to shoot in. We shoot around corners, we set up scenarios, we do all kinds of fun stuff. But today we're going to go ahead and shoot this 9mm ammo through a 40 caliber magazine, all right, with the conversion barrel, the G23 40 caliber to 9mm conversion barrel. It's a great thing. That's one of the great things about Glock. You have so many options. All right, so like I said, a lot of people ask, can I shoot 9mm out of my existing 40 caliber? And the answer is yes. It's loaded, okay? All's good. It's shooting. And it's working. And it's locking back. It's doing everything it's supposed to do. And like I said, I wouldn't recommend it, but it is possible, as you've just seen here. I've shot it, multiple times in my life, and every once in a while you get some kind of stovepipe or something else, but this time it shot great, and I bet it will shoot great for you in a pinch. But I'm going to recommend that you buy 9mm magazines with your 9mm conversion barrel. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight to why I think this gun is so special, because the barrel and the slide are heavier, and again, you can see it shoots very smooth. That's what is incredible. So if you're thinking about buying a new Glock, think about the Glock 23 or the Glock 22 Gen 5 and get a 9mm conversion barrel. I'm Lenny McGill. This, of course, is the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in the beautiful city of Nashville. When you come to Nashville, you got to come check out the GlockStore. Thanks for watching.